Good morning, I'm Duncan Golestani. ITV say they are deeply disappointed with Philip Schofield, who quit the channel yesterday after admitting to lying about an affair he had with a much younger colleague. The presenter said he was deeply sorry about the relationship and described it as unwise but not illegal. The 61-year-old stood down from This Morning last week after presenting the show for more than 20 years. Natalia Horquera reports.
See you on Monday. Bye.
Bye. Philip Schofield's final goodbye on ITV's This Morning. For over 20 years, he was the face of daytime TV. Alongside Holly Willoughby, he presented This Morning until suddenly announcing he'd left the show last weekend. But he's now confirmed that he's quit ITV altogether after admitting he had an affair with a younger male colleague at ITV and lied to cover it up. In a statement given to the Daily Mail, he said, "I did have a consensual on-off relationship with a younger male colleague at This Morning." Contrary to speculation, whilst I met the man when he was a teenager and was asked to help him get into television, it was only after he started to work on the show that it became more than just a friendship. That relationship was unwise, but not illegal. It is now over. An ITV spokesperson said they were deeply disappointed by the admission of deceit and confirmed it had cut all ties with Schofield. It means the 61-year-old will no longer present the British Soap Awards next month, nor will he front a new primetime series, which ITV had announced earlier this week.
This is possibly the end of Philip Schofield's career, a man who's had a 30-year legacy of presenting, middle market television. He's a rare talent. So this is pretty drastic.
Philip Schofield's departure from This Morning follows what he described as a very difficult time. His brother Timothy was sentenced to 12 years in prison after being convicted of child sex offences, and his relationship with his co-presenter Holly Willoughby was rumoured to be under strain. With no more public commitments in the diary, instead, Philip Schofield says he will be reflecting on what he calls his very bad judgment in both participating in the relationship and then lying about it. Natalia Horquera, ITV News.
Boris Johnson has said fresh claims he took part in rule-breaking during the pandemic are nonsense. The former Prime Minister was responding to a decision by the Cabinet Office to hand over entries from his official diary to the police, which allegedly show friends visiting Chequers and Downing Street when there were rules on gatherings.
There is absolutely nothing in those entries that constitutes rule-breaking during COVID restrictions, OK?
Mingling with friends at Chequers.
No, that is absolutely not what those diary entries show. That is not what those diary entries show, and the whole thing is totally nonsensical.
The Post Office has apologised after using racial slurs to describe postmasters caught up in a miscarriage of justice. Investigators were asked to group suspects according to supposed racial features and used a racist term for black workers. The Horizon IT scandal saw hundreds of Post Office staff wrongly accused of theft and false accounting. The family of a teenager killed in a crash in Cardiff have said the electric bike he was riding was an early birthday present. The family of Harvey Evans told the BBC he was an experienced rider. The 15-year-old and his friend Kyrie Sullivan died on Monday evening, sparking a riot in the Ely area of the city. The police watchdog is investigating claims a police van was following the boys. And finally, either Luton or Coventry stand on the brink of promotion to the Premier League today. Just 5 years ago, both clubs were playing each other in League Two, but later they'll face each other at Wembley in the Championship playoff final. Billed as the most lucrative match in football, the winner could see their income rise by as much as £130 million if they are promoted. And that is it for now. We're back with our lunch update at 1:40. Until then, have a good morning.